we build our social order, essentially, with our hands. We learn to stand on our own two feet, which is the next one, which is, corresponds to number 19, which is the say. And so we can either use the foot to crush out stuff, or we can learn to stand on our own two feet and learn to walk forward, or to do whatever it is, or to retrace our steps. But you'll notice that the foot itself is facing forward, facing to your right, which for you is this way, and so there's an intention to move forward. And so number 20 then is the mouth, and the speaking, and it corresponds to the enlightened person. And so you have words, you have speech, you have communication through the mouth. And the mouth can be, you can have good come out of the mouth or bad come out of the mouth. So we have the mouth, and the mouth to sustain the good. We use our voice to sustain the good. We can use communication to build that which is good, that was inherent within Te. And that's followed by the eye. Now the eye is looking backward. No, it's looking to your left. And so it's looking back to the foundation. It's looking to see how it's progressed. It's looking back to the animal nature. It's looking back to the feminine nature, or the receptive nature, the nurturing. And so it's a glance backward to see the good and the bad that's there, to take assessment. And so that's number 21, and then 22 is the His song. And 20 and the His song, which corresponds with His. And this His song, and that's the His that's right there, that's moving forward, that's right there on the ground. It's not up there or anything, it's just right here in front of us. We have to deal with it. And then 23, which we already mentioned, which was the iod, and that integrates, that synthesizes what's been happening from their perspective, from the perspective of the iod. Because we have to recall the difference between synthesis and integration. Synthesis is like what happens with number 3, where you have the canopy and you have the foundation. So if you look over here and you see the canopy and you see, oh, there's trees there, and it comes and touches right there, and there's where they join with the earth and the heaven, and they join in a certain way, and so there's certain elements that attend it. But then you look over here on that horizon where they join over there, and you see a completely different horizon. Well, you synthesize this over here, you can see where they join and all that, and you synthesize this over here where they join, and maybe there's clouds and a grassland, there's no forest and anything. So it's different, it's a different type of a synthesis. But still synthesis, and so you can have the synthesis all the way around. Well, you have to integrate all those syntheses into a whole. And so what we're doing with iod is iod has a focus, and it synthesizes that focus that it has, and essentially says, I am in charge of all this. Or I'm the foundation of saying what all this means and all that stuff, essentially putting themselves in charge. And then everything else that follows on that row, so we have iod, and then everything else that follows on that row essentially represents the beastly aspect, or the beastly aspect of these manifestations. So it has all these beastly manifestations, and so, but we're not going to go into those right now. You can read about them in Oahspe, but we wanted to touch upon this Bienei in relationship to 18 and 19, but also of man, and of 33 and 33 to 66 and 66 to 99. Those three categories. And the final thing that we want to mention is that, now this was the second tablet, and this also corresponds to other things in life as well. Just briefly, when angels come to deliver a planet at the end of a Bienei cycle, and the beginning of a new Bienei cycle, the first thing they do is they get mortals to look upward, to look up, and to look out, and And that's to see Jehovah's hand in motion, essentially. And then the second thing that they teach is to look within and to find your center of light. And that's the same way with the tablet of Samoin was given first, and man was taught about Jehovah. And now with the second tablet he's taught about Om, and he's taught about the feminine, and he's being taught about the inner life, essentially, and how do you deal with the inner life. So that's it for today. Blessings of Jehovah.